Hey, how's it going, guys? Just want to do a top list for my favorite Star Wars games. Now, I haven't actually played a whole lot of Star Wars games, but I own a whole bunch. As you see here, we can go through all of them, but we're not gonna. This is my top 5 Star Wars games, but this is just my top list, and I know some of you may disagree with me. So let's get started. Number 5, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Now, the moment I popped this baby in, I was enjoying myself right away. The game starts you off in a T-47. I had to Google that, true story. And you're in this T-47, you're flying around, and you're shooting probe droids and AT-ATs or AT-ATs. But my favorite thing that they added is a cool feature where you can shoot out your tow cable, and you can wrap around the AT-ATs or AT-ATs, and you wrap around them until they trip and fall. And you know, because you just want to knock those little bitches down. Stupid little bitches. But the majority of the game, you're in a third-person shooter, and you play as this mercenary guy, and Dash Rendar or something like that. So you play as this mercenary guy, and I know this. You're trying to save Princess Leia for Luke Skywalker. She's captured again. It's like the second time because this takes place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And if you've seen Star Wars, you know she gets captured again by Jabba the Hutt. So anyway, what's cool about this game is that it's not too outdated. Like, the graphics are blocky and everything, obviously, but the controls. A lot of old games, like shooters especially, they're super hard to control because you don't have the dual joysticks. Well, this game has all this cool auto-targeting, and you just basically just shoot, and you're going to hit everyone. And everyone might be like, that's too easy. But that's not the case, because you want to play an old game and enjoy it, not have to be like, oh my god, these controls are shitty. So, since you have this cool feature, you really enjoy the game, and it's still fun to play today. And that is Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Number 4. That's Star Wars Republic Commando. Now, the reason why I like this game is because it's a first-person shooter, and you're playing as a clone trooper during the Order 66 and the Clone Wars. And you're like this elite crew. I think they call you the Commandos, but you're like the best of the best. And you have like 3 other dudes with you, I think. And it's kind of like Rainbow Six, where you give commands out to your team. So like, you have your explosive guy, and you're like, go blow up that door because we need to get through it. And then you got your tech guy, where you're like, take the shield down, we gotta get through. And then your tech guy, you give him a little command, and he'll do that stuff. And you go around, and you know, it's a first-person shooter, so you shoot everything. It's kind of generic as a shooter, because these days, like, you really feel like you're in a movie. But what I like about this game is you feel like you're part of this battle. You know, you feel like a clone trooper, because your screen has that cool helmet visor. Like, it makes you feel like you're the character, and it's just a fun game, and I recommend you try it. I mean, the graphics are a little outdated, but not too bad. Number 3, that's Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. Now, this game is super fun. I remember my dad, he had bought this game because he bought a brand new computer and he wanted to test it out. So he buys this game, and he doesn't even play video games. So I was like, yes! Deep down inside, he probably bought it for me. I mean, he doesn't play games, right? So anyway, he bought this game, and I'm playing it. And it starts off kind of slow because you don't have a lightsaber or anything, which I thought you would start off with one. But you don't. But you start off with like blasters and stuff, and later on, that's when you get the cool lightsaber. Yep. And you get to swing it around and do all this cool stuff with it. One thing I really love to do was write on the wall, because this is one of the first Star Wars games I had that would leave these cool markings all over the wall. And I'd always try to spell my name, and that never worked out, but it was still fun to do. One really sweet thing about this game was the online. You could play online with people as Jedis and fight each other, but it allowed you to mod the game, and the modding community really took advantage to this, and they really enhanced the game with features and gameplay elements and skins and all kinds of sweet, sweet stuff. Number 2 is Star Wars Jedi Power Battles. Now, I love this game. This is a fantastic game. It's co-op, you play with your friends, it's amazing. So I'm playing the PlayStation 1 copy, but it's better on the Dreamcast, way better graphics. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I may have played the Dreamcast version first, but I beat it on the PlayStation 1. So this game takes place during The Phantom Menace Episode 1, and you play as all the Jedi from the prequel era, basically. You could play as Mace Windu, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Qui-Gon Jinn's the best, even though he single-handedly destroyed all the Jedi for telling everyone to train Anakin, but that's besides the point. You go around and you do all these sweet missions, and this is like one of the first games I played where you can deflect all the cool lasers and stuff from the other droids, and I would find myself doing that all the time. I would come up to the battle and purposely not run in trying to kill them with my lightsaber. I'd stop doing this like blocking move because I'm ready to deflect some laser blasts and hit them. And what's cool is like I said, when you deflect these laser blasts, it shoots them right back at the droids, so you're just like blink 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 blink, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. And that's really cool to do, and I mean, it's super fun. Let's just face it, this is a great game to play, especially with a friend. Single players, whatever. So yeah, Star Wars Jedi Power Battles, buy it. It's awesome. I have a few honorable mentions, of course. You know, you got the Star Wars Rebel Strike Rogue Squadron series. I haven't played enough of these games to put them on a top list, but they are good games. Got Star Wars Battlefront 2. I know everyone's like, this should be on my top list, but it's not. It gets repetitive. Star Wars Bounty Hunter, amazing game, but I haven't played it since it first came out. And of course, you know, come on, I want to put all of these Star Wars games on honorable mentions because they're Star Wars games. They belong there. And of course, number 1, we have Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Did you expect anything else? I mean, number 1 is actually the PC version. I have it for Xbox also, but on my video I'm playing the computer, and that's the better copy. But this game is fantastic. It's got probably hands down the best story I've ever played. I just love the twists and turns that happen. I'm not going to ruin any spoilers or anything like that, but you start off as a Jedi who has amnesia. You don't remember who you are, and as you're playing, you're starting to remember things. Now, this game is made by BioWare, the same people who made Mass Effect and Dragon Age and Baldur's Gate and Jade Empire and stuff like that. And just like those games, you have dialogue options. And in those options, you could do like good and evil stuff, you know, Sith and Jedi. So if you start going down the Sith route, your face starts to change, like it starts decaying and stuff, and that's really cool. I always played as a Jedi because, you know, I always felt really guilty when I did something bad. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, man, here you go. But yeah, so anyway, the story unfolds as you do these dialogue options, and it's just simply amazing. It's an RPG game. You can pause the game during battle and give out commands to your squad. You can even control your squad, so there's a lot of strategic moments that, you know, that are just gonna happen, and it's awesome. You get loot, lots of loot, so you're gonna have a lot of useless stuff that you're collecting because you have all the best stuff a lot of the times, but when you do find better equipment, you're like, yes! Oh, and you get to make your own lightsabers. You can make yellow, blue, green. You get your crystals, and you gotta do this mission, I believe. It's been a while since I played it, but Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the best Star Wars game ever made. I never played Part 2 yet. Don't judge me. Hey, well, that's my top list, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what your favorite Star Wars game is. I expect to hear your favorite Star Wars game. Let's just be honest. I want to hear it. Come on, leave some comments. Let's do this thing. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.